Seriously? No cruise control? What did I rent a Tesla for?
Well, welcome back on another adventure with a Kilted Texan, where I try out a Tesla Model Y and find out it's kind of a hunk of crap. So this is the Tesla Model Y. It's 2022, got about 3,000 miles on it, and the cruise control don't work. That's right, the cruise control don't work. I'm driving to Nashville right now, and the bloody cruise control will not engage. It's saying cruise control unavailable. Now at this point, I have tried all the internet fixes. I have recalibrated the cameras, drove for about 30 miles, and they recalibrated 30 miles. I have done, somebody called it a nipple reboot, but basically what it is, you power down the car, wait in the dead car for 3 minutes, and then press the brake and hold in both of the steering wheel buttons until the screen flashes. Basically, it's like a reboot. And it didn't work either. So right now I'm kind of at my wit's end. I've been on hold for Tesla for about 23 minutes so far. And I just got out and cleaned the cameras with my finger, although I have run it through a car wash at this point as well, thinking, well, maybe the cameras are dirty. Let's see if that works. All right, we'll just pulled into Italy, Texas, and we're at a Love's truck stop that has superchargers in the back of it. So we're going to try this out and see what kind of speeds we get. But let's take a look at the stats real quick. We take a look there at trip A. You see we went 202 miles, used a total of 53 kilowatt hours, and had an average energy usage of 265 watt hours per mile. So a little over 3 miles per kilowatt hour. Didn't do too bad. We arrive with 77 miles remaining, 23%. So not too bad. Unfortunately, the cruise control is not functioning on this particular Tesla. So I'm having to modulate all this with my right foot on this trip all the way to Nashville. So getting a little pissed about that, but I'll have to live through it. Okay, we are currently charging at 134 kilowatt. So, charge limit of 50%. I don't think so, Scooter. So, we're cruising along here, and when we're finished, we'll actually take a look at what the total cost of this particular charging session is. Alright, well, we're going to end off here at about 87%. So we're looking at about $16.50 for the charge. And even here at 86%, we're still sitting at 46 kilowatt charging. So this thing still charges pretty decently, even higher up in the juice there. So we're doing all right. We're gonna get out of here pretty quick and then head on to Texarkana. So we pulled in here to Sulphur Springs. Got about 45 minutes of charging here. Looks like we went 122 miles, did 37 kilowatt hours, and an average energy usage of 309 watt hours per mile. So we burned a little bit more juice on that particular run. It was a kind of a speedier jaunt. So that's where we're at the moment. We're charging right now at about 134 kilowatt, and still having to drive manually. I've tried cleaning cameras again and rebooted the car one more time just to see if I can get the cruise control to work, and it still don't work. So we're continuing on manual mode. Come back and take a look at the totals here when we finish out. There we go. All right, well, the Tesla navigation had us go a very long time, go basically to 100%. So we're looking at about 17 bucks. We're charging at 19 kilowatts up there still at 97%. So deep charge. We're going here from Sulphur Springs, Texas to Little Rock. It's like 223 miles, so we are going to be pushing the limits on this next run. So we'll see. It looks like we're going to end up here about maybe $16.50 or something like that in electricity. So not too bad. But about 65 degrees outside, so we're going to go ahead and press on with a great exuberance, and we'll see you in Little Rock. All right, so we are about ready to shut her down here. We're going to go to 41% to get to Brinkley, and be right at about 10 bucks, looks like, in charging fees. So let's go ahead and we'll shut her down and get out of here. We're here in Brinkley, Arkansas, and just rolled in here about 10:03. I've made the short hop without having to take another break from my foot because of the autopilot crapping out. We're going to be looking here. Since last charge, we went 77 miles, only 25 kilowatt hours worth of energy, 329 watt hours per mile. This is a 75 mile an hour zone, and we are fighting a pretty steady wind. So we're going to go ahead and put her on the charger and see what kind of juice we get here. Okay, so here we are going to be going to 73% because our next stop is Jackson, Tennessee. It is going to be 153 miles. So we are charging at 258 kilowatts. Look at that. Finally, we're getting the miles and getting the speeds we're supposed to be getting. Finally, a charger that's doing it. Out, foxtrot, standing. So this was a worthwhile charger hop right here. So, okay, well, we're gonna charge it up and then we're gonna get on out of here. I'll show you what the cost is for this particular stop and how long we stayed here. All right, well, we went to 70, I wanna say it was 74%, and took us $17.60 to get to that particular level from the 8% that we arrived at. So that's how much it took, and we can go ahead and see what's going to happen when we get to Jackson, Tennessee, and we'll see how long it takes me, how many breaks I'm going to have to take to let my foot rest. So we'll see you in Jackson. In Jackson, Tennessee, with about 10% on the battery, seeing 137 kilowatt. Oh well, 250 I guess was a fluke. We are here in Jackson, Tennessee, this old country store and restaurant, Casey Jones stuff, buffet and all sorts of good stuff. Anyways, let's take a look up here. Our current trip, or I guess since last charge actually, because I did have to stop for cleaning again after the 4th reset or recalibration of the cameras and the 5th reboot of the head unit. But anyway, this right here, since last charge, we went 155 miles, 49 kilowatt hours used, average of 319 watt hours per mile. And it was very strange. I was watching the energy. This is the point right here that I ended up getting the, right there. That's when I got the cruise control working. It was right there. And look, after that, the efficiency went way up. So cruise control does help. And looks like we're ramping up to 141 kilowatt now. But anyway, so the cruise control is working. And I think I actually cried a little bit when it worked. So I'm gonna continue to count my blessings. So we only went, what, 700 and some odd miles using my right foot as a cruise control, and my leg is hurting and shaking. So I'm very thankful the cruise control is now working again. Anyways, we'll see how much this cost us when we get through it, and we'll see how we go. Well, to actually get out of here, I was going to go to 66%, but I think we're going to put in a couple more percent to have a little drive around Nashville juice. So look at about $16.50 for this particular charging session. We are doing 79 kilowatts right now at almost 70%, and at 47 kilowatt hours. So we're going to go ahead and point it into Nashville and end it up there. Well, we made it to Nashville. Finally got the cruise control working about 150 miles ago. So ran about 770, 780 miles with my right foot, and I can barely walk. So build quality of Tesla is not my favorite thing at the moment, but that's what we drove up in. And I'm going to tell you what I think about it between the ID and the Model Y. I think I'd rather have the ID, but we're here and everything worked out, and nobody died by my direct action. Maybe by my wishes, I don't know yet. But y'all have a good day now. And if you're gonna crash into that like button. We'll see you in the next one.